Sarah Nurse, I would recommend you catching up on Heated Rivalry, but you are already there in terms of the plane ride over to Italy. So you are all good. Good luck in terms of figuring out what you're going to watch on that plane ride over. But nonetheless, I know you are excited. So let's talk about it. Mindset and how this level of preparation, rest, and recovery has looked for you leading up into the Winter Games.
I think my mindset going into Milan is one just like with a lot of feeling grateful. I've been, at this hockey journey for a long, long time, and I feel just at a place that I absolutely still love the game so much, and I love being able to play. And so going into possibly my third Olympic Games, like it's kind of like a pinch me because I remember, the possibility of going into my first and how exciting that was, and I don't think that feeling ever goes away. And so I think I've just taken a very like patient approach to it and understanding that I don't think I'm as high strung as I was at 22 years old. I think I've had some experience, and so I'm trying to use that as I go into Milan.
Schedule is busy. You are booked and busy. So I'm wondering what is allowing you to keep balanced and focused heading in?
Yeah, I think just remembering like my purpose and why I do it. Obviously, that's like the core of what I do. And so to be able to obviously go to the arena, go to the gym and put in a lot of good work, but then be able to come home and like really rest and recharge and just relax. I've been like super into reading lately. And I love just like making my time at home like my calm Zen place and then getting to the rink and putting in work.
And when it comes to the PWHL, new team, new season, but in a completely new place, how does it feel starting a fresh chapter?
I think it's just so cool to have the opportunity to be an expansion franchise. Like we're the first one. And so it's kind of like we're going back to the blueprint and we've all had so much experience with this league so far in the first 2 years. And so to be able to bring that here with girls from every single team, with girls from the NCAA and U Sports as well, I think has been so interesting and so new. But to be able to be here in Vancouver, the community has embraced us so much. And it's been like truly like such an incredible experience.
Are you noticing any differences between West Coast and East Coast hockey fans?
You know what? I think that the passion is the same. I think that here in Vancouver, just they're so not used to having, women's professional hockey on a daily basis. And I think we're very spoiled back home on the East Coast. And so every game, there are so many fans who are like, it's my first hockey game. And that brings me so much joy because, we're their first time getting into hockey. And so I think that that's really huge. And it's been a really cool experience just to getting to know the community.
All right, let's talk about the RBC training ground and the program and just the opportunities it's able to create for young athletes looking to pursue their dreams, but those young athletes might also be overlooked.
Yeah, I think training ground's always been such a cool program to me. Being in hockey, like you kind of get in your little one track lane, but it's cool to see these athletes and the opportunities that RBC and training ground affords them because there's so many athletes who have so much athletic potential, and to be identified at that level and then to be, contacted by, a cycling or a rowing or a rowing Canada, something like that, I think is so cool. And there's proof of the product in the various training ground Olympians who went to the Olympics and won medals, and so it's a program that works, and I think that it's such a cool thing to be a part of.
Over the years of being an ambassador, are there any cool memories that stick out to you?
I think the coolest thing about being an RBC Olympian and being a part of training ground is obviously getting to meet the young athletes and getting to hear their stories and seeing just how excited they are to compete, but also getting to know my fellow RBC Olympians. I think that's probably the coolest, most connecting piece. I was able to go to the Paris Olympics last year, and because of RBC Olympian, I met Brandy and Melissa. And so being able to cheer them on, actually knowing them was so cool. And so I met one of my very good friends, Penny Alexiak. And so it's just cool that through this program, we've been able to connect and have that touch point with other sports.
Yeah. Sarah, you have been at this a very long time, long playing career. Is there any rudimentary skill that you go back to, something that you picked up early in your career that you still go back to this day that helps you stay grounded?
Yeah, I think a lot of things, but I really do think like asking questions. I've been playing hockey for a very long time, and this past summer, actually, I worked with a power skating coach, and power skating is something that you do when you first start playing hockey, right? And me at 30 years old, you would think I'm not going to improve my skating. I don't have anything to learn, but I really do. And I learned a lot. And so I asked so many questions, and there's no bad question, there's no stupid question. And you can always go back to basics because that's where you're really going to remember your joy and your happiness and your passion for the game.
Sarah, thank you so much for the time. Best of luck. You already know we're going to be watching.